everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Fantasy Underdogs podcast, brought to you by the Believe Podcast Network and also the BetOnline.ag. Happy New Year to everybody. Happy 2022. It is championship week for some, including myself, and for others, probably just doing daily fantasy and doing their prop bets, which you should go to betonline.ag. Head on to the new updated desktop or mobile website to sign up today and receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Just use our promo code BELIEVE50 to receive your first welcome bonus. From basketball, football, NHL, boxing, and UFC, right to your favorite Vegas casino games. Don't wait to take advantage of all the amazing offers available for the 2022 season. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to bet on all your favorite sports. BetOnline, where the game starts. Ladies, how's it going? I'm glad that your New Year's were safe. And for some, Jordan going off and hitting rock bottom first, which we discussed, which we won't discuss for starting off the show. But that's a different kind of podcast altogether.
Yeah.
How's it going?
Great. Yeah, like you said, starting off at rock bottom. So then I'm just setting myself up for success.
You're climbing the mountain slowly.
Yes. Yes. It can only go up from here.
That is correct. Well, awesome. Well, welcome in, everybody. Make sure to smash and follow us on Twitter at the FU Dogs Pod and also at Instagram at the FU Dogs Pod, and subscribe at Twitch and also YouTube as well. We have tons of stuff to go into today. But this past week, something we've all have been waiting to hear, Mr. Big Ben Roethlisberger says he's going to call it a career in the NFL. So how about it? Is it kind of like too little too late? Is it kind of a couple of years past to where we all thought he was going to retire? I think we've all kind of agreed on that. He should have retired a couple of years ago, but he is now saying Monday night's going to probably be the last one for him as the Steelers quarterback. Reactions, thoughts, and Hall of Fame career for Mr. Big Ben Roethlisberger. What do you guys think?
I think it's definitely time. And I think like this feels different than obviously Drew Brees for me because Big Ben, like he's been in the league for like majority of my life. The entire time I've been watching football, Big Ben has been around. So I should feel like more like sentiment and like, but at the same time, like I do think it should have happened realistically 2 years ago. Drew Brees, we talked about it for a little bit, but he was still like on a high, and went out at like the perfect time. Big Ben, you've been watching him the last couple of years, and it's like every time he hits the ground, like you have to question if he's going to get back up kind of thing. So I think it's definitely time. Glad he kind of gets this big moment to go out in Heinz Field, prime time. But yeah, I think I'm ready. I don't really feel sad about it. It feels more like it's about time. And now what are the Steelers going to do from here?
He's the last of that draft class in 2004, which included Eli Manning and also Phillip Rivers. Sam, is his goodbye just kind of like, all right, you just need to go, dude? Like, come on, bro.
I've been saying that he should be gone for like the past 2 years. I think that he's overstayed his welcome. And I think I've said this more than once. I think it's kind of selfish how long he's stuck around in this team. I think that he's been chasing like that Drew Brees or maybe that Peyton Manning retirement high that you want to go out on top. But it's not working out, and it is what it is. Like sometimes you can't have that riding off into the sunset career. But I mean, so my brother's a Steelers fan. My brother's kind of processing and like mentally preparing for no longer having Big Ben, because like Jordan said, he's been in our lives for God knows how long. I mean, we can do some comparisons out of the 2004 draft class. Larry Fitzgerald was also out of that draft class. Let's compare Larry Fitzgerald to Ben Roethlisberger. I mean,
who Fitzgerald technically hasn't really retired.
He hasn't. He's a free agent.
He's just kind of hanging out until
just chilling.
Yeah, he's just hanging out right now
because he can still play. He could play for like another like 3 years or 4 years if he really wanted to. So yeah, I'm honestly not really. I'm never the biggest fan of Big Ben, so it doesn't hit me the same way. Last year with Drew Brees, I was in shambles.
I cried. I was in an Applebee's drinking a margarita, and I cried in Applebee's. So even though I knew it was coming, it was still just emotional.
It is like the end of an era, but it's also been a long time coming. So I'm it's time for him. to move
Hall
on.
of Famer, yes, no?
Super Bowl, I mean, maybe at some point, but
Yeah.
not.
I don't think
gonna
it's an
come in
immediate first ballot Hall of Famer, but I think down the road, if it happened, I'd be like, yeah, that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay. Another quarterback that kind of hinted towards retirement after this season is your boy, Aaron Rodgers, Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Rodgers talked about it. He's kind of hinted at it. He said, I wouldn't rule it out. I think that I'm just enjoying this season for this season. I think that playing next year will definitely be in the thought process. One of the things not wanting to be a bum on the way out and still be able to play. I think that is important to me. So, he was kind of pondering it this coming season, and then now next season, he's probably thinking about it. I think ultimately he's not going to retire.
I don't think so.
Either way, if he is staying a Green Bay Packer next year or if he goes somebody else, I don't think he's going to retire. I mean, he's still playing at the top level. I mean, he's an MVP conversation yet again for this year, and Packers are in prime position are going to be the number one seed going into the playoffs. So, yeah. I mean, it'd be a perfect send-off for him if they do go to the Super Bowl and win it. He can just ride off into the sunset as a two-time Super Bowl champion. But either way, I don't think he's going to retire. What do you guys think?
No, because I see the argument from both sides. If he goes into the postseason, wins MVP for the league, and then also brings Green Bay to the Super Bowl, and if they win the Super Bowl, even if they just get to the Super Bowl, I think to have that, it's a great note to ride out on, but it's how do you leave on that note, especially knowing you're going to be a free agent, knowing that any team is going to be fighting for you. I don't see it. I don't think we have that much time with him left, but I still think another season or two. If it's going to be with Green Bay, I actually have no idea. I change my mind on that every day, depending on what he's going to do. But I don't think retiring is going to happen. I can't see it. I don't understand how you can actually pack it all up and leave after being on this high.
It doesn't, it would make the most sense that it'd be it's time, call it quits now. But knowing Aaron Rodgers, he's going to want that little bit more. He needs that little bit more drama. He's saying that. That's just the way that he said last year about whether or not he was going to stay with Green Bay.
Oh, he loves the drama.
He loves to sprinkle it in. He loves reading the crazy articles about him probably. He just loves that. And he's starting a little bit of, he's stirring it up, making everybody want to talk about him because, again, he loves when people talk about him. So that's kind of what's going on here. I would kind of love it if Aaron Rodgers went out like that. I really would. But he loves it too much to leave.
You know the meme of the girl where the house is burning behind her and she's just looking over her shoulder smirking? That's Aaron Rodgers, because he drops these hints and then just steps back and lets the world burn. And he's like, I did what I had to do. And then he probably has no idea what he's doing. He's probably figuring it out for himself, but he drops little hints about everything along the way. And he's like, let's just make this a tad more interesting.
So what you're saying is Aaron Rodgers is like the Joker, pretty much.
Yes.
Wants to watch the world.
I think that is the most accurate comparison ever. I think that's it.
I hit the retirement. Everybody loses their goddamn mind.
Literally, that's
the thing. You're both right, because now going into the offseason, no matter what the outcome of this season is for him and the Packers, it's still going to be the number one conversation going into next season.
Oh,
is he going to retire?
What happens?
Yeah, he will be the number one topic of conversation. Is he going to retire? Even though there's going to be quarterbacks on the move going somewhere else, it's going to be Aaron Rodgers, retirement or not? Retirement or Pittsburgh?
Yeah, because all offseason this year leading up was what's going to happen. Is he going back to Green Bay? Is he going somewhere else? What's going to, even throughout the draft on draft night, Aaron Rodgers was a number one talking point.
Well, that was Adam Schefter's fault. I mean, literally.
Yeah.
And even though it turned out that information wasn't really accurate at all, it was all Schefter's fault.
That was ridiculous. But still, and now we have, oh my God, is he going to retire? And now he's hinting at it. So that's going to be another main thing. And then we still have the conversation that we did last year of if he is going to go back to Green Bay or not.
Right.
So it's never going to end, and he's living for it.
I hate Aaron Rodgers, but
I love him. I was
but damn, I respect you.
I love the long hair. I never want it to go away.
I'm trying to go for that long hair, like Aaron Rodgers, but
I'm
starting to lose my hair, so I don't think that's going to happen. So we'll see. Although, like, since I work from home, I can pull it off. I don't have to be in front of people.
Yeah.
Just throw it out and be just a homeless person.
Why not?
Yeah, why not? All right. The Jacksonville Jaguars have started their interviewing process, already starting with ex-Eagles coach Doug Pederson this past week. We do have a few other candidates that the Jaguars are probably potentially going to interview after the season's over. Let's start with Doug Pederson first. I mean, Jordan, you are familiar with him since he coached the Eagles to a Super Bowl. And then, exited on his way out. But do you think Pederson would be a great coach for the Jacksonville Jaguars over some other candidates like Byron Leftwich or Todd Bowles or Josh McDaniels? Like, do you think Pederson would fit that mold for the Jacksonville Jaguars?
I think so. I don't want to say he's better than some other candidates. I think there's a lot of pros and cons here. I think the Jags are in a very good position to hopefully make the right choice for themselves. They have a lot of good options because a lot of good people were passed over last season. So now they kind of have like a plethora of like, all right, let's look at everyone and see what we want to do. I do think, though, in regards to Doug, he would be a good fit there because Jags are kind of broken and they have the quarterback and they have a piece here and there, but overall they don't really have a team. And we saw what Doug did with the Eagles our Super Bowl season. We didn't have it. Like, we made it to the Super Bowl with guys from our practice squad and won. So I think Doug is very good in those situations. And I think he would be a good guy to kind of come in, and I feel like he would understand how to put all of the little pieces together, and then he would understand what you have to do to kind of build the team moving forward. So I definitely think he's a good option. I'm not going to say he's the best option because I think there are a lot of guys that could come in and do a good job. But if they went with Doug, I think it would be very smart for them.
Sam, one name that came out, I think it was about a week and a half ago, was Jim Caldwell, which the Jags might be going to interview. And he has not ruled out saying he won't come back. He says he wants to come back. Jim Caldwell wanted Detroit, and then Detroit said, nah, we don't like to win with you, so we just decided to fire you. Do you think Jim Caldwell would be a good fit for Jacksonville?
I think that the thing with Jacksonville is that I feel like it's like almost like poison ivy. Like, nobody really wants to go near it because it's like, I know Trevor's there and they're trying to build, but like, it's kind of a little scary to go near it, right? Like, you want to go in to a winning team, or not a winning team, but one that you think can get there. Whether Caldwell can do that or not, like, I feel like you need to be like that guy who maybe with the Lions, like, yeah, like you were able to take a team like that maybe wasn't the best, but you got a winning team out of them, like it might work in that respect. But like people like Josh McDaniels, he's not leaving the Patriots to go to Jacksonville. No. He was going to go to the Colts and he turned that down. There's no way he's leaving to go to Jacksonville.
Dan Quinn was like, absolutely not. Yeah, he was like,
good.
Don't even.
Dan Quinn is thriving.
No, he loves it. He loves it.
Thriving in Dallas. So there's like a lot of people, like Doug Pederson obviously needs a job, which is why he's doing that. Someone like Josh McDaniels, I don't think is going to go. Jim Caldwell, I feel like it could work because of the way that team is. And it can be something that they can build from the ground up with Trevor and no more drama, and Etienne gets healthy, and you start to build this team up. But it's a little scary. I'd be a little scared going into that team because you want to make it better, and if you don't make it better, then you're kind of a failure at a head coach, and people will talk about it forever. So
I look at it this way: if they were if going into their search, and if they ultimately decide on whoever they do, try not to make it a flashy thing. Yeah. Don't try and get like a flashy. Don't even try to try and get a flashy big name coach. Just get somebody that's going to come in.
That will work.
That will work and will coach instead of trying to be the center of attention, which Urban Meyer made it seem. It's like he's the center of the world. Exactly. If I was Jacksonville, hire somebody like Doug Pederson. Or hire somebody like Jim Caldwell, because Jim Caldwell is a very soft-spoken guy. He doesn't try when he goes into pressers. He's kind of boring and really kind of tiresome. So I just try not to make it a huge thing. If I was Shad Khan, hire a guy and let him do his work. Don't try to make it a big thing. Yeah, hands down.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. All right, let's move on to, before we do our picks, love it or leave it, our favorite segment of the week. I'm going to give you 3 or 4 scenarios for this week, especially tying into fantasy and also into the over-unders of this week. So our first one for love it or leave it, Mike Evans, 50 yards receiving 1 touchdown. Going against the New York Jets in New York today. Mike Evans. Love it.
I absolutely love this just because the Bucs are dealing with a lot of injuries right now. There's a lot going on and they're going to be in this kind of adjustment period trying to figure out like how to make it work with the pieces that are still there. But Mike Evans has been a staple and is a staple. So I think the fact that he's still like Tom Brady is still going to rely on him. So I think we can expect a big day from him. And it's the Jets. And I understand the Jets have been firing back and they've been able to get points on the board, but they don't really have a defense yet. So I do think the Bucs offense is going to be able to thrive as long as they play smart. But so yeah, I love this.
Okay.
Yeah, I would agree. And also Tom Brady, very, very familiar with the New York Jets. So I would definitely say, I mean, Jordan hit it on the head there with the injuries as well. I mean, Tom loves Mike. He's gonna target him. I definitely love this.
Mike Evans is 101 yards away from having another consecutive 1,000 yards receiving year. So he could have 100 today, he could have 50 and then 51 next week. So let's see. All right, Justin Herbert, your boy, 200 yards passing plus and 2 TDs going against the Broncos today.
I love this. He needs a bounce back. The Chargers need a bounce back. Last week was rough. And I don't think it was something that any of us really expected. I know I did not see it coming. And I remember seeing the score scroll across the bottom and I was like, what? And it just didn't get better. So this week, the Broncos are a much tougher team than the Texans. That was the flukiest thing ever. But the Broncos are still, on paper, the Chargers still should be better. They're still fighting for a chance to try and make their way back into the playoffs if they can. So they need a good one here today. So I'm loving it. Please.
The funny thing is that last week, Jordan and I were talking about how Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert claim their energy from the same place. One needs to lose terribly to the Texans. The other one needs to throw 500 plus yards. So I do love Justin Herbert going up and getting 200 plus passing yards and 2 touchdowns. But unfortunately, in my brain, that means Joe Burrow might be down here versing the Chiefs. So I love this. And Justin Herbert does really well bouncing back in terms of coming off of a loss and coming into the next week with a win. But unfortunately, it's really sad. We'll talk about our pick'ems later, but
okay.
You know, it's like the equilibrium. Like what like if they're both doing like exceptionally well, me and Sam will just combust. We won't know what to do.
Like they might have started the pandemic. I don't know.
It honestly could have. Honestly, we should look into that.
Maybe.
All right, this one might be a tricky one, and I just threw this one in last minute, so you'll probably both will laugh when I put this one up. Trey Lance, 150 yards passing, 2 passing TDs, 1 rushing TD, going against Houston today. Love it or leave it.
You know what, Evan? I think you're just trying to convince yourself to
hush your mouth.
I was going to say that.
Hush your mouth.
This is like what this is an ideal situation for you if you start Trey Lance in fantasy today.
It is. Like, this is nothing. No, it doesn't tie into my fantasy situation right now at all.
No, not at all.
Not at all.
Not at all. No.
This was just a fun thing that you just decided to throw in.
I saw it
out of thin air,
grabbed it, threw it, and there you go.
Okay.
I need an answer though.
I don't necessarily hate. I'm not going to say love it or leave it. I'm going to say I'm leaving the door open. It's good. Things are gonna. I'm like altering the segment. It's gonna go one of 2 ways, and he's going to have a day like this, or it's going to be completely god awful. Just because we haven't seen him in a couple weeks. Jimmy Garoppolo has been playing great football, and the team has been vibing very well under him. It might take them a game or 2 to adjust to Trey Lance, and you don't have that. Like, you need to be good today. So I think it's a good thing that you're going up against the Texans, but at the same time, are the Texans surging? Was last week a fluke? Is that going to be something more consistent? Like, they beat the Chargers and they comfortably beat the Chargers. So this is a very weird situation.
Yes, very.
Sam, what do you think?
You guys didn't
I'm
have
gonna leave it.
Okay.
I didn't. I don't.
We're
I
not
don't
leaving the
know how to
door
help
open.
you.
We're just gonna
And I
leave it.
also don't want responsibility for if I'm like, you know what? Yes, Trey Lance is going to have a day, and then you lose your fantasy championship.
I
Because
won't. I won't blame you. I'll just blame Trey Lance. Don't worry.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
You. Okay.
You know, I'll hope for the best for him. I really hope he has a good day. I hope the 49ers have a good day.
All right. And our last one, Kansas City and Cincinnati over 51.5 today. Love it or leave it.
I'm gonna leave it. I think that this is gonna be like a pretty strong game, but I don't know how high scoring it's gonna be. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm going to leave this. I can see this easily being like a 21-17 or like a 23-20 kind of thing, which wouldn't get the over to hit. I don't think it's going to be a boring game by any stretch of the imagination, but I can see high teens, low 20s. I don't think this is going to be like a sling it back and forth showdown because these are two strong teams on both sides of the ball. So
if this was kind of like in the middle of the season where KC was kind of struggling, I would have said I would take the over.
Yes, I think
but now the Chiefs defense has been like playing really good and playing good at the right time too. So
yeah,
okay, I'll leave it as well.
Which is crazy because these are two like such good offenses that we're taking under, but like I just can't see it.
After what the Bengals did last week, the ultimate destruction of Baltimore, like they might have to come back down to earth this week.
Yeah,
So we'll see. All right, let's go into our Week 17 pick'ems. Our first matchup is the Atlanta Falcons, Buffalo Bills, and I just was out for a second there. There we go. The Buffalo Bills versus the Atlanta Falcons. Who do we got in this matchup this week?
I'm taking the Bills. It feels like the Bills are back, and after their little fall off, potentially getting knocked out of the playoff picture, I think they were like, no, we are still the Buffalo Bills. Remember us, give us respect. And I think they're going to roll over Atlanta.
You know how fast people like flipped on the Bills?
That was honestly like really rude.
Yeah, it was like so fast. And you're like, you know, beginning of the season. I mean, I said it. I was like, Bills to the Super Bowl. No problem.
My Super Bowl prediction was Bills Packers.
Yeah. And so I was like, yeah, Bills to the Super Bowl. And like people jumped off that ship so fast. Yeah. And while, yes, they were struggling, they're still very good. And Josh Allen is very good.
Incredible.
So I'm gonna go with the Bills here. The Falcons also, they're going into Buffalo.
Yeah, that's tough. It's
not
be
easy.
Freezing there today too.
I could imagine.
But you know, I'm
trying to remember what game is in the negatives right now. There's one game that's gonna be in the negatives today.
I know oh my God, why am I forgetting the name of it? The Hockey Outside, the Winter Classic. What's it called?
That was in the negatives too.
It was like wind chill negative 25.
Yeah.
No thanks.
Yeah, no.
I'm good.
Yeah. But no, the Bills, I don't know if I can actually see them being a Super Bowl team anymore just because I think they're missing that run game and I think that's going to really hurt them. But they're still a playoff team and they're still a very strong team. Like they will beat the Falcons.
And they need to get this win though to jump out of that. Exactly. They're in the 7th seed, right? So
I think so. I think they're still there.
All right, I've got Buffalo too, so clean sweep on Buffalo.
Clean sweep.
All right, so Tampa Bay is heading into New York to play the Jets today. Any chance the Jets give Tom Brady any kind of trouble today? Elijah Moore is back for the Jets offense, which is a good thing for Zach Wilson. Elijah Moore has been kind of quietly putting his name in the Rookie of the Year hat. What do you think? Your Jets playing spoiler today or probably not?
I like really want them to, but I just
Why would you even say that?
It would be fun, wouldn't it?
It would be so fun.
No.
Especially because like there's like Tom Brady versus the Jets, like he should know them like the back of his hand kind of thing. Like it would just be so funny. But no, I think the Bucs are gonna win.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Bucs
even
too.
with their injuries.
Just want to send shout out to Zach Wilson for that running touchdown.
52-yard touchdown.
Oh, the footwork on that was amazing.
He dodged like 4 defenders.
Tiptoeing along the sideline. It was gorgeous.
Yeah. And at one point, I thought he dialed up the Matrix because he was just like, the footwork was like he was tiptoeing
for the movie.
Yeah, it was.
He must have taken some ballerina classes because he looked like he was like doing some ballerina work there. It was I was like, man, that's impressive, my man.
Yeah.
All right, the Giants will play the Bears today. Andy Dalton is starting for the Bears. Two struggling offenses going against each other. This game, Sam, I'm going to go with you first. This is your team, so I mean.
So what's really
is
funny,
is he starting for you guys today? Or is it
Glennon?
Glennon, okay.
So it's a Bears
v.
Glennon revenge game, which is so funny to me. And first of all, I've been looking forward to this game like all year because one of my best podcasting friends, Andy Hopper, is a diehard Bears fan. And like we were like going head to head with this in January. And I think that the Giants and the Bears are both going to be dumpster fires. And it's going to come down to Andy Dalton just figuring out this Giants defense. I really think it's going to be like fairly close, but the Giants have been so bad lately and their offense we do not know how to score a touchdown. We can't put points on the board. And that's the only reason why I'm going to go with the Bears here, because we physically can't put points on the board to win the game. The defense has been great, but I think that the Bears are going to come out on top because they know how to connect with their receivers in the end zone.
I should have put Andy Dalton at love it or leave it, like over 100 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, maybe.
No, that like really, the fact that he's starting today really triggers me. Like it actually infuriates me because you put the love of my life, Nick Foles, out there and he gets you a win. And then you're just like, oh no, we're going back to Andy. It's like, why? Why would you do that?
I think at this point, Jordan, Matt Nagy's just like, I'm going to lose my job anyways.
Yeah.
So
no, I'm convinced. I tweeted this out the other day. I said, Andy Dalton is blackmailing Matt Nagy and Matt Nagy is blackmailing the Chicago Bears front office. And that's the only reason why this is happening the way it's happening. So I really want to take the Giants because of that. But I can't. I love you, Sam.
And no, it's fine.
And not that the Bears are good. Like, I don't think this is going to be a good game by any stretch of the imagination. But like you said, I just think the Bears are going to be able to score a little bit more to be able to win.
More. They're like it's just that the Giants can't score points. I mean, our first round pick and our best free agent wide receiver have not scored touchdowns this year.
No, my alignment has more touchdowns.
0 on both ends. Goose eggs.
I'm looking for a coin. I don't know who to pick in this matchup. I'm going with Bears. All right,
there you go.
Yeah.
Fine. Okay. All right. We just talked about this matchup just a second ago in our Love It or Leave It segment. Kansas City Chiefs and the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals can clinch their division today with a win over the Chiefs. But do you think the Chiefs will let that happen?
Betting wise, I am taking the Bengals +5. I think this could be a close game. However, I still think the Chiefs are actually going to win outright today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I would love it for the Bengals to win. I think I'm rooting for the Bengals, but I just think Chiefs are gonna.
Travis Kelce is back for the Kansas City offense today. Their defense is playing great at the right time. This is a tough game for me because I really think Cincy can keep up with KC. I really do.
Definitely.
I'm definitely taking the under on this one. I know it's 51.5. I'm taking the under on this. And Jordan, you mentioned it earlier. It's going to be like maybe 21-24. I think it's going to be in that realm. But man, I'm rolling. I don't know, man. You know what? So I'm going to take Cincy on this.
All right.
Yeah, I'm going to take Cincy.
But yeah, I mean, you guys heard me before. Justin Herbert does well, Joe Burrow cannot, and that's just the way the world works. So, I just don't like. Again, Joe Burrow. First of all, Joe Burrow did so good last week, and I'm like
incredible,
so proud of him. I loved the bite of him talking about how Wink Martindale was like, "Don't give him a gold jacket yet," and he was just like, "Okay, sure."
They're like, "Was that on your mind?" He was like, "Maybe."
So cute. But yeah, so I'm gonna go with the Chiefs here. They're on a roll and they're like a freight train that can't be stopped. So the emergency brake out the window.
We love it.
All right. Miami is playing Tennessee today.
I am obsessed with this game.
A great matchup. I'm glad that you are. Miami owns the 7th seed right now. So they just keep winning, man. It's win-win-win for the Miami Dolphins going against Tennessee. Who do we got in this matchup?
Oh, fins up. I am obsessed with the Dolphins turnaround this season. I stated them as a playoff team last year, and they were so close. And this year, I was like, oh, no, like they have it in the bag. They had this rough start. They couldn't figure it out. When they looked like they were starting to get it together, Tua goes down. They are without him. They have no idea how to play without him. Then he comes back, and they're still trying to find their groove. And now that they have found their groove, it's so fun to watch, and it's ironic because it's not even like they're the best football team. Like, they don't have an O-line. They're still missing pieces that makes them like a solid football team all the way around, but they're just playing so smart, and they're winning games that they should be winning. They're stepping it up when they absolutely have to. I love this, and I think they're going to be able to get the best of Tennessee today. Like, I don't think you can knock the Dolphins off this high horse right now.
As much as I want Miami to win, they're 8-7 right now, and if they win their next 2 games, I lose my bet to Chip because he said 10 wins for the Dolphins, and I don't want to lose a bet. But damn it,
they're too cool.
I know they're too good right now. Sam, who do you got?
I'm going with Tennessee. I think that Miami is a very good team, and I agree with you, Jordan. I think that they are riding a high. They were able to, get that win last week that put them in the playoff spot. It's good, but honestly, AJ Brown is just insane.
Fair.
It's insane, and we noticed him just when he came back. It was like, what a huge difference Ryan Tannehill has with just one of his weapons.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that AJ Brown's going to go off. I think that the Titans are just going to keep on scoring points, although Miami's defense is incredible and fantastic.
Yeah.
But it would be fun to see Miami win. I'd love to see Miami
42
win.
seconds ago from Schefter, Lamar Jackson is officially inactive today. Tyler Huntley is starting against the Rams.
I like that.
That was going to be like a dual thing they were going to do. They were going to
Huntley,
put Jackson in, take him out, put him in, take him out.
Yeah, no, I like they're still a very good team with Huntley. I don't know if they are. We'll get to
just defense. Their defense just stink.
Oh, it's bad.
Playoff implications for the next matchup: the Raiders, who are still in the hunt, they could clinch a playoff spot by winning their next 2 games. I know it's weird. And then the Indianapolis Colts as well. Who do we got in this matchup?
If the Colts didn't have Carson Wentz, I was going to have to sadly take Vegas, but Wentz is back. I don't really know how, because he's unvaccinated. That was like the quickest turnaround. Yeah. It was like literally 3 days, but he's back. So I'm rolling with the Colts. They've been very good with him at quarterback. Not that he's playing that great, but he knows how to maneuver this offense and make them. I mean, you have Jonathan Taylor, so.
I know, I was going to say, all you need is Jonathan Taylor. That's all you need. You need somebody just to hand it off to Jonathan Taylor, and that's pretty much all you need.
Honestly, if Carson Wentz wasn't playing today, I would have still said the Colts because of Jonathan Taylor. Carson Wentz isn't winning these games.
No.
That's just.
You put the ball into Carson Wentz's hands, and he doesn't know what to do, and they lose.
He just turns around and gives it to Jonathan Taylor, and that's all he needs to do. So yeah, I'm going with the Colts here just because of how freaking amazing Jonathan is.
Okay.
Amen.
The Jaguars are heading to play the New England Patriots.
What a matchup.
Yeah.
This is bad. And the Patriots are going to be. I hate that. Yeah. And the Patriots are going to be like playing incredible because they were so good, had this like little fall off, and like they still want to prove, especially now with the Dolphins heating up this much. Like the Patriots have to win. So I'm taking Patriots by like 100 points.
Yeah. I'm going Patriots.
Alternate point spread, Patriots minus 100.
There you go.
Thank you.
All right, Jordan, your Eagles are playing the Washington football team. I'm going to let you roll with this. I'm going to get you center stage right now so you can take it away.
Thank you. So given our shaky start, let's be real. We set the bar on the floor with no expectations for the Eagles this season. Jalen Hurts, first season starting, brand new head coach. You didn't really know how this team was going to click, and we started to figure it out. Now coming into today, week 17, we have the chance to not only just make the playoffs, but to clinch a playoff spot today, and that all starts with a win against the Washington football team, who we saw last week get absolutely demolished by the Dallas Cowboys 56-14. I'm a little nervous because the first time we played them, it was a decrepit team riddled with COVID. Now we have to go into FedEx Field and play, but I still think the Eagles are the better team overall in this situation, and they're going to be able, they understand the circumstances, they're going to win. So they actually have to win. So
Jalen Hurts, fantasy stud. I mean,
incredible. My QB1.
Yeah. For some reason, I look at this and this is an easy winnable game for the Eagles, but I know they could just screw it up and lose.
Yeah.
They have it. They lose games a lot of times that they should easily win, and that's what makes me nervous. And then they look great in games that you didn't really expect them to. But I still think if we just play the way we've been playing, we are easily the better team and we can get a win. I just don't want us to start getting funky and making stupid mistakes and shoot ourselves in the foot.
Sam, who do you got?
I'm going to go with Philly here just because of how terrible Washington has looked, but also I wouldn't just rule Washington out like nothing. I mean, after that terrible loss.
It was so bad.
I was like, is there a mercy? I know there's no mercy in football, but can we make an exception here? They were on the ground bleeding out. It was not good. I feel like it's a division game. It's gonna end up being pretty good, but I do think Philly will be able to pull it out. They're relentless. They've been a thorn in my side for my entire life, so I can definitely see this happening.
All right. The Rams will play the Ravens today. We just got word that Lamar Jackson is going to be inactive today, so Todd Huntley is going to take the start for the Ravens. The Ravens got ultimately decimated last week by the Cincinnati Bengals. Do you think that could happen again with the Rams? Well, their passing attack is just phenomenal right now. Do you think it could happen again this week?
I mean, we saw what Tyler Huntley did against the Packers, and I would put the Packers and the Rams neck and neck in the same category. So I don't think it's going to be. I mean, Tyler Huntley makes this team good. It's not.
Wait, did I say good. Todd? I said Todd, didn't I? God.
Did you? So.
I said Todd. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's okay.
Yeah,
it's okay. But no, I think he gives this, other than Lamar Jackson, he gives this team a chance to win. But at this point, their defense is doesn't even exist anymore. They have no real offensive weapons other than Mark Andrews. It's just a mess for them. So I don't think they can win, but I don't think they're going to be as demolished as they were last week.
You know what this reminds me of is when Jacksonville had Byron Leftwich and David Garrard. Because they both played similar together.
Yeah.
And that's how Lamar and Tyler look like. That's
yeah.
what it reminds me of. Yeah, definitely. Sam, who do we got in this matchup?
I would, if before this news came out that Lamar was inactive, I was kind of feeling the Ravens a little bit. But now that he's out, yes, Huntley is good. But the Rams defense is going to make sure that they shut him down like nobody's business. And the kid is new and he can work his way around, but he's also I don't know what his height and weight is, but he seems like a very small person. And if Aaron Donald's coming out and body slamming you to the ground, I don't know how many times he'd be able to take that. But the Ravens are kind of disintegrating a little bit.
Tyler Huntley is 6'1".
But what's his weight?
I don't know. I don't know why it's not saying it.
Aaron Donald is also a Mack truck that will just demolish you.
Exactly.
Yeah, I feel like Tyler Huntley must weigh maybe 200 pounds. Maybe.
205 pounds.
Oh, okay. So there you go. He's tall, but like a board.
Skinny.
So I'm gonna go with the Rams here, and Matt Stafford's gonna make sure that he goes off against this vulnerable defense. So
okay. I'm going Rams as well. The Chargers, we talked kind of about this before, and I'd love to leave it with Justin Herbert. The Chargers are going to be playing the Denver Broncos. Javonte Williams and Melvin Gordon are both back today. Drew Lock is going to get the start for the Broncos. Who do we got in the Chargers-Broncos matchup?
Chargers bounce back game, baby.
It's so funny is like Jordan and I have always had like the same thoughts about people, and one of those people is Drew Lock, and how we love the video of him rapping on the sidelines, and that's the only thing we like about him.
Yeah. Other than
Only
that, he
thing.
is a backup quarterback at best.
Yeah, like the kid tries and he's gonna try, but we were on board for the Broncos last week, right? We were like, do it for Teddy, and they let us
Yes.
down. So yeah, Chargers all the way.
Yeah.
Okay. This is a must-win situation for the Chargers.
Yes.
Like they have to win today.
I want to see the Chargers in the playoffs so bad.
So bad. So bad.
I think this might be the battle of the run games. Because
Yeah.
Eckler's back, and then
Oh,
you
thank God.
got their two heads right there for the Broncos. I think this might be a running game
Dun,
attack.
dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Exactly. All right. Houston and the 49ers. Trey Lance possibly getting his second start later on this afternoon, going against Davis Mills and the Texans, who have actually been playing quite well the past couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Who do we have in the Texans and 49ers?
The 49ers have to win today.
Yes.
They just have to.
So what you're saying is Trey Lance is a safe play at quarterback.
Oh my God.
Is that what you're saying?
Evan,
Or is it too risky?
Evan,
I
start
think you
Trey
want
Lance.
to play Trey Lance.
Start Trey Lance.
Please, because
just
I
telling
think that's
you.
what your gut is leaning with, and I think you need to roll with. I think you have a feeling.
Have you two ever watched The League?
Yes.
Okay, I feel like Ruxin, because he always tinkers with his lineup like before an hour before the game. He just tinkers and tinkers and tinkers until he like drives himself insane. And I feel like him right now. And I just don't.
No, that's fair. In your, we're not going to talk about your.
Yeah, let's move on. Yeah, let's move on.
No, but for Eagles to clinch today, 49ers need to win or Saints need to lose. Saints Panthers game, we'll get to it. I think that's a coin toss. This one, I know Houston's been playing well, but I still don't think they're good. Like, I don't think they're there yet. And the 49ers have been playing so well. And even with Trey Lance in there, and it's so weird to say because they keep shuffling running backs, but the 49ers still have a very good run game, even with like a constant flow and exchange of people and injuries and who's back and who's leaving. Like, you just never know, but it still works. Their defense has been playing well. And now you have Trey Lance in there, who is a mobile quarterback. So I do think they have enough pieces to easily make it work. But I don't know why I'm kind of scared of the Texans. That win against the Chargers really has me like, I'm gonna have nightmares about that.
The thing with teams like the Texans and the Jacksonville Jaguars is that this is a screw it, we're not going to the playoffs. Like, that's the mindset.
They're literally playing spoiler.
Yeah, and like that's just the way that the team shifts. That's how the mindset changes, that they're like, who cares? And they end up playing better because they're not as stressed out about getting into the playoffs or what have you. So, and Davis Mills also is like, this is an audition. This is to show the NFL that he is a good quarterback, whether he stays in Houston or not down the line. If people see him performing well in his rookie year, they're going to be more inclined to want to pick him up, like when the time comes. So it's just that the Texans, yes, they will be kind of like, screw it, we don't have anything to lose. But the 49ers, I'm still going to take them. But they just, the 49ers, especially when Houston might not know what to do with Trey Lance. Trey Lance might go off, Evan. There you go. There's your answer.
Thanks a lot, Sam.
So I think that the Texans are just kind of like whatever, but the 49ers are like, we need to win. So it's gonna come down to run game, I think.
Okay. Question for the both of you. Going into next year's draft, do you think the Texans should draft yet another quarterback or maybe stick with Davis Mills? I think they should stick with Davis Mills.
I think they should.
And build around him. Like, trade Deshaun Watson, get draft picks, and then build around Davis Mills because he's been playing pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was high on him in the draft going into it. I thought the Bucs should have drafted Davis Mills, but they went with Kyle Trask. But I think he's been playing pretty adequate, for what he has around him. So I think they should stick with him instead of just going, hey, we're going to get another quarterback. And unless, well, also depends on who they're going to bring in for coach. If they're going to get rid of David Culley, so we'll see.
Right, and just get some sort of veteran backup.
Yep.
That'll sit back there, teach him a little thing, and kind of lead him in the right direction. That's
get a Nick Foles, get an Andy Dalton, get
any Bears quarterback.
Any Bears quarterback needs to retire.
All the Bears quarterbacks and backups, just throw one of them in there.
All right, this matchup would have been a really fantastic one a few weeks ago, but Arizona's been really playing bad football, and Dallas has been playing out of their mind. This might be a turkey shoot for Dallas. Arizona's defense has been playing really bad, and just Dallas's offense has been on fire. Who do we got in the Cardinals-Cowboys matchup today?
Say it, Jordan. I know you're.
Yeah, it's on the tip of your tongue, Jordan. Just say Cowboys.
Say it.
Just say Cowboys.
Just say it.
Cowboys are gonna win.
There you go. It's like a Band-Aid. You have to rip it off once in a while. You could have said "Dem Boys," like all their fans say "Dem Boys."
Yeah, no, you will never ever.
You probably would have puked on video. Yeah,
I would have died.
Okay.
It pained me just to spit that out.
Okay.
We're not even going to talk about it. Sam, who's winning?
Say it, Sam. Say it.
I said it. You say it.
Say it.
Say it.
Say it.
Cowboys are going to win.
There you go.
Which is really unfortunate.
Yes.
So unfortunate. Because
I hate it here.
5 weeks ago, I would have said Cardinals, no problem, right?
Exactly. Like in the middle of the season when the Cardinals were hot, this would have been like a nice primetime matchup. But now it's just like, man, could be another trash game.
Maybe they're going to be like, oh my God, everyone is out on us. Let's show them who we really are.
No, I don't think it's going to happen.
Come back and just.
It's sad to say because now it just looks like the Cardinals were frauds throughout the whole season.
I know. And it's like, what the heck? Like, what was that?
Yeah.
Because they beat real teams. Like they were beating good opponents. Like, where did that go?
I don't know.
I think it has to do with AJ Green not catching that touchdown versus the Packers Thursday Night Football. It all started there.
It did.
It's all downhill from there.
All right. Well, I pick Cowboys too. I don't want to say it, but Cowboys.
Big sad.
Yeah, big
sad.
We're not happy. We all need to take showers.
None of us were happy with that.
No.
I feel dirty.
That was pain. Yeah. That was expensive pain.
All right, this NFC South matchup. I mean, Panthers, Saints. I would have taken.
Now I'm getting
Panthers.
Yeah, I was just.
Taysom Hill is starting for the Saints. I would have taken the Cardinals or the Panthers before that happened. So, I need to get a quarter to another one.
I don't have one.
Panthers heads, Saints tails.
All right.
Who did I say was tails?
Saints.
Saints.
Yeah, Saints.
All right, let's go Saints.
I'll go Saints.
Also, there's a weird quarterback situation happening in Carolina.
Yeah, Darnold is starting today, I believe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I can't imagine Cameron didn't throw a temper tantrum.
Probably.
I bet he did. Cameron.
With as many hats. And
grandma. He threw all of them on the ground.
Grandma scarves. All right, the Lions are going to be facing Seattle today. Russell Wilson and company, Rashad Penny, could be good starts today in fantasy. We don't know.
Evan.
What? Nothing to do with me and my fantasy team. Not at all. No, not at all. No. Detroit's been playing all right football these past couple weeks because they don't really care anymore. I mean, they know how their season's going to end. Seattle's their same boat. This could be the divorce of Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks at the end of the season. Who do we got in Seattle and Detroit?
I am 100% taking the Lions. I want the Lions to win so bad. And I think these are two teams that are kind of in a similar situation, but a very different situation at the same time because Seattle can't make the playoffs at this point. They're done. So they're kind of playing. But in Seattle, it's like really sad because I think they thought they had a real chance this season. And it went so wrong. And now I think it's in the back of everyone's mind. There's going to be like a potential breakup. There is going to be a breakup of some sort. There's going to be a potential like blowout, like clear it all out sale at the end of this season. So I think the vibes are very off in Seattle, where for Detroit, they had no expectations. Got a couple of really fun wins. They're out of the playoffs. Now they're just chilling, playing spoiler. You have Dan Campbell out here who's just like loves this team unconditionally. I think they're going to come in and just have a lot of fun. Seattle's going to be angry and pissed off, and Detroit's just going to get the best of them.
So what you're saying is don't start Russell Wilson or Rashad Penny. Is that what you're saying?
So
I
it's
think-
Jamar Chase and Trey Lance there, Evan.
Honestly, I kind of like it.
Okay.
I think I'm vibing Trey Lance over Russell Wilson.
Okay.
And then watch, Russell Wilson's going to throw for 500 yards,
Yeah.
3 touchdowns.
I like. You convinced me, Jordan. I was teeter-tottering between these, but yeah, you're right. The vibes are off in Seattle. It's not looking good. There will be some sort of discrepancy.
Yeah.
Cue potential breakup song by Ali and AJ. It's happening.
This is my potential breakup song.
So good. That's so
Thank
good.
you.
You're
Thank
welcome. But yeah, so I'm gonna go with the Lions too. Why not? Again, nothing to lose.
Sure.
Nothing to lose, and Seattle is just falling apart.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick the Seahawks.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a trash game. I don't even know anymore with my life. All right, our last game would have been a good potential primetime matchup, and now Kirk Cousins is on the COVID list. He is on.
Oh yeah.
Sean Mannion is going to make his 3rd career start for the Vikings. Who do we got in the Packers Minnesota Vikings game?
Go Pack. Go.
Yeah. This isn't a question.
No. Well, we have to cover it anyway, so whatever.
We have to cover it. Packers are going to demolish.
Yeah. Kirk Cousins. Honestly, I don't really think Kirk Cousins makes that much of a difference, but
well, he had 3 touchdowns the last time they faced the Packers, so
I don't know. I don't like
he
Kirk
will be
Cousins.
missed.
I need the pesky Minnesota Vikings. I need them to lose too. So
Yes, your playoff scenarios need the Vikings to lose a lot. So okay, gotcha. All right, that is our Week 17 picks. Girls, on a melancholy note, the passing of John Madden this past week, a lengthy career in the NFL, a guy that really revolutionized coaching and broadcasting, video games, you name it, made bus travel safe for everybody too, hated the fly. John Madden passed away this past week. I love playing the Madden games on Xbox and PlayStation. The guy was always fun to watch on TV as well, especially when Frank Caliendo did impersonate him. So it was really sad to see him go. So John Madden passed away. Thoughts and prayers to his family. All right. Week 17, championship week for everybody. Good luck to people in their fantasy football championships. Hopefully I can figure it out before 1:00 about what my lineup's going to be. I'm going to roll the dice and do something. I don't know.
I believe in you.
I know. I hope so. So for myself, Jordan and Sam, make sure to smash and follow the buttons on Twitter and Instagram at the FU Dogs Pod for both locations, and also subscribe on Twitch and YouTube as well. We will see you guys for our final week in Week 18 to give you guys our year in review. We'll do our best and worst and MVP candidates, Rookie of the Years, and all that stuff to wrap up the NFL season for 2021. We will see you guys later. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.